Hello everyone, my name's Idiotic Synergy, and today I want to talk about spiky bits, and this article in particular. This article is called "Does Spiky Bits Steal Content?" They did an investigation into themselves and found themselves innocent. Shock horror. It's a bit like having a murderer telling you that they did not murder this person because they're telling you, despite the massive amounts of evidence. What's that? The blood, the corpse, and the knife? Oh, yeah, ignore that because I'm telling you I'm innocent. And when I first tried to record it, I got really angry because Spiky Bits has once again stolen someone's content. This time it's from. Hang on, let me just find it. Alchemist's Workshops. Alchemist Workshops sells Warhammer stuff, but they also have a blog. And Spiky Bits stole that blog, twisted it into a Games Workshop is evil type article, and this has annoyed Alchemist Workshops, where they didn't even ask for permission. And I'm reading this article. I will admit it's quite an old one. I got a feeling it's before the whole One Miniatures situation happened. But Spiky Bits stealing content has always been an allegation that has happened since the dawn of time, because Spiky Bits is not trustworthy. And we're going to go through, well, I say we're going to go through this article, but I'm a bit annoyed because Spiky Bits has this horrific tendency of acting like they're sorry and then going out and doing the same old shit again. And at what point are we just going to allow them to keep on doing this? Because stealing content is wrong, and, you know, it's easy to ask for permission. I mean, granted, I don't think anyone would give you permission to use their articles or artwork or even minis because you have made this rather toxic reputation, reputation for yourself. And another thing that annoys me about Spiky Bits is that this guy can't take criticism. Rob Bear himself cannot take criticism. And this whole thing annoys me because he's stealing content, people have called him out for it again, and once again, comments are being deleted, and I've got a feeling he's going to have another meltdown and block everyone again. Because this guy can't take criticism. He's... I don't want to be too harsh, but I generally think that if you remove Spiky Bits, the wargaming space would be a better place for it. And also, I have to say, this site is dreadful. I seriously hate this site. I mean, the ads here look... I mean, I'm scared to click on any of the ads just in case it affects the computer. It's not great, but something that really stood out to me about this article, does Spiky Bits steal content, is the fact there is the lack of the word sorry. There is no sorry or we apologise. I can't spell apologise, but I can give it a go. Yeah, I've butchered that word. In fact, it mentions the word apologise. It's the American spelling with a Z. But it mentions the word apologise up here. And we're going to see how many times they use that word in this article. One. Just there. Because they don't admit their fault. They just don't. And I don't know who wrote this article. And again, this article might be a bit old. But I find it laughable how in an article called Does Spiky Bits Steal Content, there's no acknowledging their mistakes. It's always deflection. And also, this paragraph here, where it's like, oh, it's unfortunate what the small vocal minority out there tends to think of the site, is a bit arrogant. The reason I say it's a bit arrogant is because you can't take criticism. Whenever someone criticises you, you block them, you have a breakdown, and then you unblock them. You delete comments, so the small vocal minority is actually much larger. And the reason people don't like the site is because you steal content, and in the past, you tried life ruination. You tried fucking over a content creator for clicks. It's not great. And I don't know, because whenever Spiky Bits gets into a controversy, we always have to endure the victim part where Rob Bear himself martyrs himself, and it's like, oh, well, I'm not in the wrong, you see. It's like, no, grow a spine, acknowledge your fuck ups, and try not to do them. It's simple. You haven't killed anyone, you just stolen content. We all fuck up. It's human nature, but to apologise then to keep on doing the thing that you've apologised for is what's annoying people. And people have and people have had enough. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but not as harsh as I was in my first take. God no. Luckily that video's deleted because that was far too angry, even for me. But it's just this lack of awareness. Like, just say sorry. And also going, oh, the downside is that smaller echo chambers, echo style posts that validates folks' biases against us. Again, you're playing the victim. People won't have a bias against you if you actually gave a shit. And also, while I'm here, you say that you have 40,000 people, or over 40,000 people, on average, read just Spiky Bits, which I would like a citation of that, because that's laughable. Somebody opens up their phone, looks at Spiky Bits, then turns off their phone. I like the image of that, but it's quite silly. But you say you have a readership of over 40,000 people, which is impressive. However, you would want to put more effort in. And weirdly enough, the bigger that you get, the more people will see and call you out, which you can't then bury your head in the sand. You just can't. We've all fucked up. It's okay to acknowledge, and it's okay to learn from those mistakes, and it's important that you learn. And for fuck's sake, you're older than me. You're supposed to know this. I feel like I'm some sort of middle-aged dad telling his son it's going to be okay if you just behave. It's really weird, because usually I would be swearing and this is awful, and it is awful, but it's a sense of entitled sadness. It's entitled sadness. It is. Rob Bear has entitled sadness. He can't help but feel like a victim, and I don't know whether to feel sorry for him or slap him. It's oh dear. It's just sad, isn't it? It really is. Because I remember when I was really young, when I used to act like this, like, oh, the world's against me, that type of thing. But that was when I was like 13 or you know, just entering puberty. You know, when you just act like a twat because hormones just melt your brain. This guy's a fully grown adult and he can't take criticism. He's just an actual wimp. And I feel sorry for him. And also, this line, we tried to be community builders, hobby educators, and promoters. The way that you promote people is you ask people for permission to use their stuff, and then you promote it. That's how you do it. That's how you do promotions. You don't just nick content and then claim you're the good guys. That doesn't fly like that. And you know what? I know that someone at Spikey Bits is going to go, well, what about you? You're talking about this site while showing this site. Yeah, but here's the thing, mate. It's transformative, first off. Second off, it's not monetized. And third off, you're just Bellens. Oh dear. I can't help but not be mean. I really can't. I don't like... I think I know why I don't like Rob Bear as a person, which probably might upset him, but unfortunately, this guy has time and again acted in such a way when no one likes him. Like, take criticism. I believe everyone can change for the better, but if you can just take criticism, not take it to heart, and just admit your faults, and maybe people might like you. Right, sorry about that. Slight coughing fit. And what was I mentioning? I was talking about something, but had to leave the room because the coughing fit was that bad. Right, I thought I was going to throw up. But regardless, you don't want to hear about that. But I want to just quickly talk about this, because I don't want this video being 1,000,000 hours long. And this title here is, Does Spikey Bits Steal Content? And the article is called, Does Spikey Bits Steal Content? This is the main reason for this article, right? This is, you know, you would think this would have solid proof. This would have solid as rock proof. This was them going, right, this is definitive proof. We've got everything on board. And unfortunately, A, you don't even answer the question, and B, this reads like a passive-aggressive X, if I'm being honest. There's this company, this is a screenshot from a company called the Fenprian Forge. Which I don't really know a lot about, but as you can tell, they asked, rather kindly I might add, to remove the images from your article. You know, like, can you please remove them? And they give a reason, like, it would be hypocritical of me to gain from the exposure you are giving me when I do not agree with or respect the way you run your site. That right there is, is criticism. It's criticism, and they just don't want they just don't want to be branded to you. They don't want to be tied to you. So how does Rob Barrell, the person writing this article, responds? Like a bitter old ex. The message that we responded to incorrectly from the Fenprian Forge. Oh, I hate him. God damn it, James. It's sort of like that sort of really annoyed ex that wants to half the dog in two. I don't know where I got that image from, but again, it's like this has been floating around for a while now. But it all really started when an automated response from our Facebook... Look, just admit you fucked up. And also, why are you using an automated response for your Facebook page? That's a bit sad. I'm not gonna lie, that is a bit sad. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know any other content creator that uses automated response. Or responses, I should say. I don't use automated response. Oh, well, you're a small channel. I know. But I know JH Miniatures doesn't. Valerac doesn't. Kirioth doesn't. Like, literally, no one else that makes Warhammer content uses automated messages. That baffles me. That really does baffle me that you use automated messages. And also, you could say sorry for this response. Because this response, I know it's the robot, as you're claiming, but this response is cunty. Thank you for contacting us. Please see point 11 in our terms of service. That is quite probably the most twattish bot I have seen in my entire life. And it doesn't even address the do you steal content? It's just a random example that you pulled out your ass, where, weirdly enough, it shows that you do. But according to our legal jargon, we don't. Thank you, robot. It's so weird. And to top it all off, you don't even apologise or acknowledge the criticism. You don't say, right, we'll try and be better in the future. You don't apologise to them. You don't do anything. You literally just have this screenshot and you say, unfortunately, our response system at the time was not as good as we thought it was. Oh, God. For a second, I thought that voice was going to kill me, but it didn't, so I'm glad. But it's just such a bitter excuse. It's like, oh, well, it reads like a bitter X, and it's sort of an excuse a bitter X would say. Oh, it wasn't me, it was the robot. Oh, we're not sorry, we changed the bot. Oh, mate, you can't just do that. You need to apologize properly. And yeah, even though we credited them, they didn't want the article on the site. No shit. You can't just credit someone and with a I will admit, James Fallon, you were too kind. Like this, if this was me, it would have been a more sweary message because I like swearing a lot and anger. But this part doesn't even address like, do we steal? Well, we've been proven that we have. But it was the robot's fault. Man, I hope Skynet isn't real, otherwise that robot's gonna want blood. You blamed me for your faults, Rob. Into the machine you go. The machine god is real and you will be a servitor. Or probably a penitent. No, what? Here's a question. What sort of AdMech horror would Rob Bear be? I would be. He would be a servo skull, wouldn't he? Just flying around. He would just fly around and complain that everyone's being mean to him. Yeah. Oh dear, that might be a bit harsh, but at the same time, you didn't even address, do we steal content? Do we? Well, we've been proven that we have. And we're not even saying sorry. Also, this bit down here. You didn't credit my painted miniatures. So you would think that they would bring up some examples of this. Nope. Tournament coverage. Are you taking the piss? Are you actually taking the piss? People aren't annoyed that you're covering tournaments, my friend. People are annoyed that you've been taking photos from other people's pages and putting them on your site without permission, mate. That's not... Oh. I'm not... Oh. Rob. Mate, just admit your faults. I know a person called Rob, and he's cool. You're letting down the Robs of the world. I have a mate called Rob, and he's better than your Rob. Oh dear, though he really likes Escher's for some creepy reason. Sorry, Rob, if you're watching. He isn't. I say sorry, but he isn't. I don't think anyone's watching at this point. But, you know, it's just... Take some responsibility. Stop trying to downplay or dodge criticism. And when you finally do get hit with criticism, don't block everyone and go on a mad one. Jesus. I don't... Clickbait? Yeah, you do clickbait. Also, this is poorly aged. This has aged like milk. We have never published a post that didn't back up the title. JH Miniatures would like a citation for this, and I would too. Yeah, this is such a shit article, innit? But, you know, it is what it is. Publishing fake content, what you do, or you did, what you do now, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I'm only making this video because someone else is now accusing you of stealing content. But you did post fake content. That's not a lie, that's what you did. And you're still yet to say sorry. Because, you know, that would actually take some effort on your behalf. But something that makes me laugh is this response by Rob Bear. This guy says, calling this borderline libelous is, I believe, a lot closer than being libelous than the actual post. But if you think you have a case, I look forward to the disposition. So, you know, some guy just having criticism to Rob Bear. Rob Bear responds with, respectfully, did we say this post? Or did you read what you wanted to read and nothing else? The literal crutch of our statement. Grow up, man. And also, this is funny. The irony is that the commenters have literally become the thing that they accused us of in the first place to farm karma. Ah, yes. People clickbaiting and lying to farm clicks for comments/articles. Isn't that terrible? What a cruel world we live in where that happens. Where's your self-awareness, Rob? It went. Where did it go? Nobody knows. It went to the moon and it's never coming back. Oh dear. Great, now I've got that bloody song stuck in my head. Uh, the Lima Bean Man song. God, that song's horrific to listen to. Pick me up with a spoon and tie me to a balloon, and round about noon I'll be on the moon. I've got a wife there with beautiful hair. I hope she's not dead. Yeah, I hope she's not dead. It's just terrifying. Anyway, sorry about that. My mind went to a different place, as it often does. But final thoughts. Are we perfect? Of course not. That's an understatement. We appreciate all the support over the years. Criticism? No, we don't appreciate that, but support, we love that. We take stances. Sometimes those rub people the wrong way. Maybe it wouldn't if you didn't steal content, and maybe if you didn't try the old Life Ruination with JH Miniatures. Maybe that would have put you in a better light, but hey, that's just me, man. Just remember, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for everything. Mate, that can be applied to me and you, because I will admit, I ain't perfect, but here's the difference between me and you, Rob. I take criticism, and I learn from it. I recommend you do the same. But then again, I'm much younger than you. It's so weird criticizing someone that's older than me. I feel like a middle-aged parent saying to their son who's in jail, it's going to be alright. I shouldn't be telling you this. But here I am because, you've stolen someone else's content again. I don't know. I said in the beginning that if Spikey Bits was gone, that would make the hobby place a lot better. And I still think that. But I will admit that if Rob Bear learnt to take criticism and actually grew as a person and had a less dodgy site, then I reckon Spiky Bits wouldn't be as insufferable. But likelihood of that happening, that's low. Anyway, I hope this video wasn't too annoying to get through. I'll see you later. Remember, take care, stay safe, and look after each other. And Rob, if you're watching this, well done. Seriously, I know I'm annoying to listen to, but who knows? You might learn something. Hopefully, maybe. I've got no good advice. Just grow up. Bye.